Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NWA Storm Rising. We once again have an absolutely stacked card for you tonight, just running through some of the matches that are going to take place on this show. We have Tom Latimer facing Mike Mondo, facing Carson Drake for the NWA World Television Championship. We have Colby Corino taking on the challenge of the bully, Jay Bradley. And we have Natalyia Marova facing a hand-picked opponent from Kenzie Paige. We'll see if Marova can earn her way to her title shot at NWA 77 by beating whoever Kenzie Paige has picked for her. And in our main event, RVD, the whole effing show, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, puts his belt on the line against the former champion in Max the Impaler. Can RVD retain his World Heavyweight Championship, or will Max the Impaler become a two-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion? We will find out tonight on NWA Storm Rising, which starts right now. In the first of the pre-show matches, Trevor Murdoch defeats Aaron Ash in just under 7 minutes with a diving bulldog. Again, a try match for Aaron Ash. Don't think he's going to be back. Gets a rating of 18 compared to Trevor Murdoch's 42. So again, a try match, and we don't think we're going to see him as he loses to the standard of NWA, Trevor Murdoch. In our second pre-show match, a really good match here. Carnage defeats Weber Hatfield in just over 8 minutes. Again, still a pre-show match, but a really, really good match here. A 48 rated match. Carnage and Weber Hatfield have really good chemistry, or pretty good chemistry, that lifts the match. Weber Hatfield getting a rating of 50. So a lot better than Aaron Ash. And based on that performance, I'm almost certain we are going to see him again. So a really good couple of pre-show matches here. Weber Hatfield may be someone we bring in the near future. He may be on the next show if he's that good, if he wants to sign with us. But a really good performance from him, and we'll almost certainly be seeing him again. But we kick off the main show with a 36 rated match. This is between Alex Taylor and Kattos. Again, Alex Taylor getting the win over Kattos. Kattos getting a 29 rating, a lot worse than his 40 rating which we saw on the pre-show of the last show. Again, this is probably Kattos' last match in the NWA. His contract is coming up, and I don't intend to renew it. But Alex Taylor, a good win for him. Again, the Southern Six are still on top. And speaking of the Southern Six, they all kick Kattos out of the ring. They all grab microphones. They say at NWA 77 they want to defend all of the belts they currently hold. They want to face the best that wrestling, not just the NWA, but the entirety of wrestling in America has to offer. So they are issuing a challenge to anyone who wants to step up. Alex Taylor will put his Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line. Silas Mason will put his National Heavyweight Championship on the line. And Morton and Taylor, so Taylor's having 2 matches at that night, they'll defend their United States Tag Team Championships against whoever wants to step up. So a busy night for the Southern Six, and especially Alex Taylor at NWA 77. We move from the Southern Six to Natalyia Marova defeating the hand-picked opponent, Abaddon. So it was Abaddon's debut. She is the hand-picked opponent from Kenzie Paige. This was Kenzie Paige's challenge to Natalyia Marova. If Marova beat Abaddon, then she will receive her shot at NWA 77. And that she has defeated Abaddon, it will now be Kenzie Paige, Natalyia Marova for the NWA World Women's Championship at NWA 77. Again, we have this confirmation of Kenzie Paige. She has no choice now but to accept the challenge of Marova. So again, we have another match set for NWA 77, the biggest show in NWA history, as Kenzie Paige once again faces Natalyia Marova. We then have Mike Mondo defeating Tom Latimer and Carson Drake for the NWA World Television Championship. Again, a 39 rated match, quite a decent match, but not the best. Mike Mondo getting a rating of 41, so he's finally broken that 30 curse, and he's up into the 40 ratings. Carson Drake really off his game, getting a 25. He's the weak link in the match. Again, we might turn him into a manager because he's a lot better at talking than actually wrestling. But Mike Mondo is the new World Television Champion, beating Latimer and Carson Drake. So we'll see how Tom Latimer is going to react to this, and there may be a match between them at NWA 77 should it be necessary. But again, new NWA World Television Champion in Mike Mondo. We then have an NWA World Tag Team Championship match as the Diamonds in the Rough defeat Hiroshi Yamato and Ryo Inui when Spencer Slade submits Yamato. Again, these are the international superstars from All Japan Pro Wrestling. Both of them get quite good ratings of 34 and 35. Plunkett and Slade get a 40 and a 39 respectively, and it equals out to a 41 match. Quite a good match. Again, a good way to get these two stars from All Japan over and again give them this American exposure. And another really good win for the Diamonds in the Rough. They are the form team in the NWA at the moment, and we'll see who is going to challenge them at NWA 77. But a good win, defense number 1 of the Tag Team Championships, and we'll see who's going to step up next. We move from the Diamonds in the Rough to Colby Corino and Jay Bradley, and in a really good match, a 50 rated match, Colby Corino defeats Jay Bradley. Again, both got really high ratings. Colby getting a 49 and Bradley getting a 42. A really good match between the two. A 50 rated, again, really strong. Jay Bradley, again, he's the only one of the fixers left here. Wrecking Ball Legursky at this point is no longer with the company, and we can see why. Jay Bradley clearly the stronger worker of the two. But Corino does beat him tonight through a good 50 rated match. So we move from Corino beating Bradley on to PCO. He has been found by Father James Mitchell. Mitchell, he comes out on the ramp and he says that he has found his monster. His monster is back, and PCO storms down the ramp. He tries to attack Corino, but Corino manages to fight him off and escape through the crowd. So PCO is here. He's been found after being missing on the last show, and he is here for Colby Corino. We then have EC3 defeating Salvation in around 8 minutes with a 1%er. Again, EC3 putting in a good 40 performance, Salvation getting a 35, equaling out to a 42 rated match. In that match, we also had Odinson out at ringside. Again, he is looking at EC3 after their draw in the last show. He wants EC3 again, and he wants to prove that he belongs in the main event of the NWA. To do this, he storms in the ring. He attacks EC3 after his win. He grabs a microphone and he says he'll be seeing EC3 once again at NWA 77. So the challenge has been laid out. Will EC3 accept? Will it be Odinson and EC3 at NWA 77? We'll have to wait and see. We then have our main event match in which Rob Van Dam makes his first defense of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship as he defeats Max the Impaler in just over 15 minutes with a Van Terminator. So RVD has vanquished Max the Impaler once again, a second victory over Max and a first defense of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. So Father James Mitchell's Beast has once again lost to the whole effing show. And we'll see how James Mitchell is going to react to this. James Mitchell, he's on the ramp. He's saying that he's got one more trick up his sleeve. And this trick comes out of the crowd. Behind RVD, A hooded figure arrives. They attack from behind, leaving RVD laying. They unrobe or remove their mask, and it is revealed to be Bishop Dyer, the former Baron Corbin in the WWE. He has arrived in the NWA. He walks up the ramp towards James Mitchell. James Mitchell gives him a nod. Bishop Dyer bows to James Mitchell, and Mitchell says to RVD that he has met his opponent for NWA 77. So the main event is now set. It will be Bishop Dyer challenging Rob Van Dam for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. A good segment with a 66 rating, and that is how we'll finish the show. So the show gets a rating of 53. Again, not quite as good as The Kids Aren't Alright, and not quite as good as Worldwide, but still a very, very good show. Again, there was NWA 77 implications in this show, as we'll now see Natalyia Marova challenge Kenzie Paige. We will be seeing EC3 against Odinson, and we'll be seeing Rob Van Dam face the debuting Bishop Dyer. So a lot to look forward to at NWA 77. I believe there's one final show to go before that. Again, definitely a lot has been set out, and we'll know exactly what is going to happen on that show. But we'll finish the show, we'll praise some of our talent, and then we'll get to our menu screen. So we'll be complimenting both Marova and Bradley, who both put in surprisingly good performances for where they are on the card. We'll see how they react to this. Natalyia Marova is pleased, as is Jay Bradley. Didn't have any injuries on the show, so we'll see how our financial report, if we made money on the show. Hopefully we have, I imagine we have. The show, we make around $6,000 on this show. Again, decent broadcast revenue, decent amount of ticket sales. Workers are still relatively high. Again, we have just signed Bishop Dyer, who is a good amount of money. We'll see if we've gained any popularity from this show. Again, we have gained in Canada 18 now in Canada, and we're up to 25 in these 4 regions of America. Again, we are looking forward to becoming a small promotion, and hopefully then leading in to a television deal. Again, we may be back in Mexico very soon, again, to get that one more rating in Centro, so we can then get a television deal in Mexico, so we can broadcast all through, and we may be being the same, or maybe doing the same in these areas of the British Isles, and maybe Japan and Europe as well. But at the moment, our main focus is Mexico, Canada, and the USA. Again, we won't have a media scrum, so we should just be finishing the show there, and we'll see you back at the home screen to see our viewership and what is coming next. So here we are back in the home screen. Again, not much has gone on. We do have the G1 Climax going on at the moment, so we'll eventually see who has won that. Again, we have Abaddon leaving. She was on a 1 appearance deal, but we do also have a victory, or a title victory, for the Starlight Kid, who is someone I hopefully will be bringing in at some point during the save, because I do really like them on this game. But we'll look at our emails to see what we have got. Again, Abaddon, Yamato, and Anui all leaving the NWA. Vader Scott has less pro wrestling Revolver, so that may be someone we do bring in for collar commentary very soon. And our viewer figures for Storm Rise, we did get just over 27,000 viewers. So it is quite a bit less, about 500 less than we got for The Kids Aren't Alright, but still a good amount of viewers. 27,000, quite a lot. So if we go to our next, or back to our office, again, it does say NWA 77 will be the next show. I believe there will be one more show in between now and then. It probably will be another NWA Worldwide show over in Mexico. So again, that will be where we come back. It will just flesh out the card a little bit more for NWA 77. But Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed NWA Storm Rising. Please make sure to like, subscribe and share if you think anyone else will enjoy this type of content. And I will see you at NWA Worldwide 2.